I am no one. From nowhere, that single line echoes through Underground like a warning from beneath the world. Underground was not just a surreal war satire. It was a fever dream, carved out of chaos and memory. Behind the scenes, everything erupted. Sets collapsed. Tempers flared. Animals stampeded. Nights stretched into dawn as the production spiraled into unpredictable madness. Today, we reveal 20 weird facts about Underground. Fact number 20. Production on Underground begins as a vibrant political allegory, but quickly mutates into something wilder. The crew often shoots without fixed schedules, because director Emir Kusturica rejects traditional call sheets. It is not improvisation in the playful sense. It is controlled chaos. Scenes erupt from instinct rather than planning. Actors show up unsure of what emotional terrain they will cross. The long night sequences become especially brutal as the team navigates unpredictable lighting setups and rewrites happening minutes before the camera rolls. What audiences did not know is that this instability feeds directly into the film's jittery, surreal tone. It is not disorder by accident. It is disorder as design. The production feels like a living organism, shifting beneath everyone's feet. Fact number 19. Animals shape the production in strange and unexpected ways. Underground features numerous real horses, pigs, and other creatures because digital effects remain limited at the time. But working with them proves punishing. At one point, handlers lose control of several animals during a noisy sequence, triggering a chaotic stampede through the set. Gear topples. Extras scatter. The camera team braces for impact as lights shake overhead. There are no major injuries, but the atmosphere changes. People realize the danger is real. Underground is not using safe-controlled studio tricks. It is using raw, unpredictable life. The result is a texture that audiences feel but never fully understand. The danger bleeds into every frame. Not staged, but lived. Fact number 18. Underground pushes its actors to emotional extremes. Kusturica demands intensity, not through repetition, but through immersion. He often instructs actors to stay within their character mindset long after takes end. This creates a blurring of identity and performance. Some cast members later admit that scenes involving violent celebration and despair leave them drained in ways they have never experienced before. It is not method acting by name. It is method acting by survival. Night shoots stretch into exhausting marathons where cast members stumble into daylight, unsure of what they have just filmed. What audiences did not know is that the film's wild emotional swings reflect genuine psychological strain behind the scenes. The performances feel unfiltered because they truly are. Fact number 17. The production design becomes a labyrinth of reality and illusion. Sets are built to feel lived, cluttered, and unstable. Walls shift. Floors rattle. Props pile into organized chaos. The crew jokes that the underground bunker practically breathes, yet these unstable sets present real physical risks. During one heavy effects sequence, a supporting wall gives way and collapses partially before crew members secure it. No one is harmed, but the moment chills everyone. They realize the film's central metaphor of a collapsing world is also a literal threat. The unsettling atmosphere on screen grows from tangible instability around the cast. Not symbolic, actual. Every shot carries the tension of a world that might crumble at any second. Fact number 16. Music becomes the heartbeat of Underground, but capturing it demands unconventional choices. Brass bands appear throughout the film not as background elements, but as chaotic forces that erupt into scenes. To maintain authenticity, Kusturica insists on live performances during takes. This means sound teams fight to capture dialogue, while instruments blast at overwhelming volume. Actors must shout to be heard. Shots must be redone when musical timing shifts unpredictably. Still, the results feel electric. Viewers sense the raw pulse of celebration and madness. What they do not realize is that the soundtrack they love is not polished studio mastery. It is the messy beating heart of real musicians playing in uncontrolled environments. The chaos becomes the rhythm. Fact number 15. Underground unfolds during one of the most turbulent periods in Balkan history, and that reality seeps into the production. Cast and crew work while political tensions in the region intensify. News reports shift daily. Some team members have family in dangerous zones. This creates a strange emotional duality. They craft a surreal, darkly comedic narrative while living through real uncertainty. The film becomes a coping mechanism, as well as a creative act. During scenes involving explosions or military chaos, extras often react with a realism that needs no direction, because similar sounds echo in their lives outside the set. Audiences do not realize that the emotional volatility on screen is not imagination. It is the world pressing against the story as it is filmed. Fact number 14. Special effects for Underground rely heavily on practical techniques, which means the crew often stages unpredictable pyrotechnics. Fireballs burst through cramped sets. Debris launches across narrow spaces. Safety teams remain vigilant, but the film's demand for immersive chaos pushes every department to the edge. During one explosive sequence, the shockwave shatters several lights and forces the crew to halt production for hours. That moment becomes a turning point. People understand the film is not simply recreating war. It is simulating the brutality of conflict with real heat, real force, and real danger. Not gentle illusions, but raw physicality. This authenticity embeds itself into the final cut, giving Underground a tactile energy that viewers can almost feel on their skin. Fact number 13. Working with improvisation becomes a creative gamble. Kusturica encourages actors to surprise each other, sometimes altering emotional direction seconds before filming. This leads to extraordinary moments of spontaneity, but also to disagreements. Some cast members feel destabilized by the constant shifts. A few push back, insisting on clearer structure. The tension becomes productive. Scenes bristle with an unfiltered human unpredictability. The audience feels characters collide rather than perform. What they do not know is that many iconic moments exist only because an actor abandons the written path and plunges into instinct, not scripted precision. Wild invention. That risk becomes one of the film's greatest strengths. The unpredictability on screen reflects the volatility of creation itself. Fact number 12. One of the strangest elements of Underground is its shifting relationship with time. Scenes blur decades. War and peace mix into dreamlike episodes. To capture this sensation, production designers craft sets that merge eras. Military ruins stand beside modern objects. Costumes clash intentionally. But this artistic choice confuses some crew members. Track sheets become difficult to maintain because continuity rarely follows linear logic. Makeup teams must adjust aging effects rapidly, depending on each scene's surreal temporal state. Despite the confusion, the effect works. Viewers feel trapped in a looping nightmare where history repeats endlessly. What they rarely understand is that the confusion behind the camera mirrors the confusion within the story. Not mistake, but method. Fact number 11. The underground bunker itself becomes a character, but filming inside it becomes an ordeal. The set is intentionally claustrophobic. Low ceilings, narrow passages, dim lighting. Heat gathers from the equipment, and the air thickens during long takes. Crew members rotate frequently to avoid exhaustion. Actors describe a strange psychological effect where the bunker presses on them emotionally as well as physically. This mental pressure enhances their performances, but it also sparks small conflicts as tempers shorten. What audiences do not know is that the bunker scenes are not simply designed to feel suffocating. They truly are. The space drains energy from everyone who enters. The bunker becomes an emotional crucible, forging performances through pressure rather than comfort. Fact number 10. Midway through production, the cast experiences a strange creative fatigue. Scenes involving wild celebrations, brass bands, and chaotic movement are filmed repeatedly across long nights. Sweat, smoke, and noise fill the air. The emotional energy drains quickly. To reignite momentum, Kusturica organizes spontaneous rehearsals where actors collide with musicians and extras in unscripted moments. These sessions create a raw pulse that shifts the mood. It is during one of these explosive rehearsals that a key moment emerges, which later becomes central to the film's tone. The actors unleash genuine exhaustion mixed with frantic joy. What audiences never realize is that the chaotic dance sequences arise from real psychological strain, not staged exuberance. Real survival. And before we move on, go ahead and like and subscribe, because the next facts dive even deeper into the madness behind Underground. Fact number 9. Kusturica's directing style challenges his cinematographers constantly. He favors long takes, where the camera must weave through unpredictable action. Extras move in erratic patterns. Animals cut across the frame. Musicians burst into scenes with violent sound. Maintaining focus becomes a high-pressure task. Operators often dodge debris or sudden pyrotechnic flashes while trying to preserve the fluid, dreamlike motion the director wants. During one take, the camera operator trips over a loose prop, yet keeps rolling, capturing a sequence so unfiltered that Kusturica declares it perfect. This philosophy defines the film. Accidents are not failures. They are opportunities. The final product pulses with the energy of moments born from danger rather than precision. Each frame feels alive because it truly is. Fact number 8. The constant blending of comedy and tragedy becomes one of the production's most difficult challenges. Actors must pivot between absurdity and despair, sometimes within the same minute. This emotional whiplash strains even seasoned performers. Some scenes involving violent conflict follow directly after moments of slapstick chaos. The tonal shifts are deliberate. Kusturica wants viewers to feel the instability of a world where laughter and ruin sit side by side. But capturing that balance behind the scenes requires intense psychological navigation. Cast members admit later that they sometimes walk off set, unsure whether they have created something brilliant or deeply unsettling. What audiences do not know is that this tonal dissonance is not an experiment. It is a mirror reflecting the trauma of a fractured society. Fact number 7. The film's subterranean sequences rely on heavy artificial smoke to achieve their murky atmosphere. But this smoke creates real physical strain. Ventilation becomes difficult in the bunker set, and the air thickens during long takes. Crew members report dizziness and stinging eyes. Actors must push through scenes while coughing between cuts. Still, the team continues because the oppressive haze becomes essential to the film's aesthetic. It is not a safe studio fog. It is a dense, choking cloud that wraps the performers in a grim realism. The audience senses this suffocation without knowing its source. The bunker appears haunted because its air is heavy with real discomfort, not imagined tension, real, breathless weight. Fact number 6. Filming in outdoor war-ravaged locations adds another layer of unpredictability. Weather shifts rapidly. Rain turns ground into unstable mud. Wind scatters props and equipment. The crew adapts, constantly rebuilding scenes that nature disrupts. But these hardships also create striking visual authenticity. Mud-soaked actors move with a weight that no choreographed staging could replicate. Vehicles struggle through real terrain. Explosions kick dirt into the camera lens. And sometimes, the filmmaking team keeps those shots because the debris tells a deeper truth. War is messy. Underground embraces that mess. What viewers do not realize is that the harsh outdoor conditions become a silent collaborator, shaping the film's gritty atmosphere with every storm and every ruined field. Fact number 5. The use of live animals continues to shape many of the film's most unpredictable moments. In several scenes, the animals react to explosions and music in ways no one expects. Handlers try to guide them, but underground thrives on disruption. During one shoot, a panicked animal charges through a crowded area, sending extras scattering and knocking over set pieces. Cameras keep rolling as chaos erupts. Kusturica later uses fragments of this uncontrolled moment to heighten the film's surreal intensity. What audiences do not know is that the wild energy they sense in certain scenes comes directly from these uncontrolled reactions. Not trained behavior, not special effects, actual animal panic captured in real time and woven into the fabric of the story. Fact number 4. Alcohol plays an unusual behind-the-scenes role. Some celebration sequences require actors to appear wildly intoxicated. Instead of relying solely on performance, several cast members choose to drink before filming, which blurs the line between acting and reality. The result creates scenes filled with genuine stumbling, shouting, and unpredictable movement. Crew members later admit that filming these moments becomes challenging as coordination dissolves and timing evaporates. But Kusturica embraces the rawness. He wants celebration to feel dangerous rather than polished. The energy on screen vibrates with authenticity because the cast is not merely pretending. They are living the chaos. This decision adds to the film's mythic unpredictability and leaves a lasting imprint on its emotional texture. Fact number 3. Underground's shifting political subtext causes friction among cast and crew. Some view the film as a bold critique. Others fear it will be misunderstood or weaponized. Debates erupt between takes and sometimes delay filming. These disagreements deepen as the script evolves. Kusturica welcomes the tension, believing that conflict sharpens the narrative. But the emotional toll is heavy. Crew members later describe the production as a battleground of ideas, where every scene carries ideological weight. What audiences rarely grasp is that the film's political ambiguity grows from these real disputes. The layered meaning on screen is not simply artistic design. It is the residue of passionate argument and unresolved collective trauma. Fact number 2. Many of the film's most frenetic party sequences are filmed under extreme heat. Equipment radiates warmth. Crowds fill narrow spaces. Musicians play relentlessly. The temperature climbs until sweat pours from everyone present. Actors often struggle to maintain energy, but the camera demands constant motion. Fatigue becomes part of the performance. Some extras nearly collapse and must be escorted out to recover. Still, the shoot continues because the intense environment produces the fever dream quality Kusturica desires. What audiences do not see is that the delirium on screen is real. Exhaustion shapes expressions. Heat drives movement. The madness is not staged. It is lived moment by moment through blistering conditions. Fact number 1. The final battle sequence pushes the entire team past exhaustion. Multiple explosions fire across unstable terrain. Actors run through debris that has not fully cooled. The noise level becomes deafening as pyrotechnics pulse repeatedly. At one point, a mistimed blast sends a shockwave far closer to the cast than intended. The moment halts filming as safety teams rush in. Thankfully, no one is seriously hurt, but morale shakes. This scene becomes a defining symbol of the film's harsh creation. Underground strives for authenticity, and even the final days of shooting reflect that ambition. What audiences feel in the climax is not crafted spectacle. It is real strain, fear, and determination etched into the ground and into the performers. Bonus fact: one of the strangest secrets behind Underground involves a mysterious reel of alternate footage that circulates quietly among a few early crew members. This reel reportedly contains abandoned scenes where reality fractures even more violently than in the final cut. Animals wander through bombed corridors without context. Characters appear in different eras within the same shot. Music erupts from unseen sources as if the world itself is performing. Some crew members insist these scenes result from late-night experiments, where Kusturica pushes the cast into unexplored emotional territory. Others believe the footage is simply too chaotic to be used. Whatever the truth, this lost material becomes a whispered legend. Fans never see it. Yet its ghostly presence influences the aura of the film, a hidden heartbeat beneath the official narrative. Underground emerges as a cinematic beast, forged from danger, exhaustion, passion, and raw unpredictability. What appears on screen as surreal spectacle grows from real sweat, real conflict, and real emotional strain. Few films blur the line between fiction and lived experience with such fearless intensity. Its legacy endures because viewers sense the truth pulsing beneath every wild scene. The film is not simply watched. It is survived. If you want more deep dive scripts into strange, chaotic, and unforgettable filmmaking journeys, hit like and subscribe. Let us keep digging beneath the surface.